Toby. I'm not Tommy.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're looking at the unexpectedly bleak stories on this kids network that filled us with dread or took us by surprise.
What's the point of going on? I'll just be tortured for the rest of my life by that whale.
Number 20. Josh is done. Drake and Josh. No matter how many times Drake and Josh argue, they always make it up in the end. But after Drake causes Josh to miss an exam, Josh has had enough. He basically cuts Drake out of his life and moves on without him.
So what, are you gonna move out?
No. This is a house where I live, and I guess we'll be roommates until the day I leave for college, but that's all we'll be, is roommates. I'm done with you.
Drake is sure that Josh is nothing without him, but boy is he proven wrong. Josh's life improves while Drake's falls apart without his stepbrother. After an intense apology scene, Josh forgives Drake, and the dynamic duo is reunited.
I'm sorry, I'm probably the worst brother in the world, and, you're way better off without me, I just need you to understand that, Sorry, Josh, I'm sorry.
Usually we get a laugh out of the brothers' fights, but seeing the dramatic tone shift was unnerving. We can't help but wonder if Josh really should have forgiven Drake. Number 19. Original Sin Mr Mey. In a grim flashback episode, we see Josh and Parker's first day at Mr Mey. It's revealed that their boss, Wink, was once a cheerful manager, but everything changes when the two teens find the frozen body of the company's founder, Edward R. Carney, and wake him up.
Mr. Carney!
The deranged fast food tycoon wastes no time taking back his company and reveals a contract stating that Wink is now his property. He can shock and torture his employee at will using a chip in his head, transforming Wink into the bitter, broken man he is in the present-day show.
When you do something I don't like, I get to do this.
While fans might remember the infamous tapeworm episode more, seeing Wink's tragic origin left us chilled to the bone. Number 18. Requiem, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Your weakness is that you care about others. I have torn all weaknesses away and become all-powerful.
The 2012 Ninja Turtles series balanced its comedic tone with some sinister moments, from spine-tingling horror movie tribute episodes to facing gruesome enemies. But nothing made us shiver in fright more than the penultimate episode of Season 4, Requiem. Splinter and Super Shredder face off in a dramatic duel, but just when it feels like the Turtles have won, Shredder impales their adoptive father with his claws. While Splinter has cheated death before, this time there's no coming back. The great Hamato Yoshi is no more.
Father!
I have claimed my victory.
Our hearts instantly shatter seeing the Turtles mourn for their master, and knowing they'll have to carry on in his honor. Number 17. It's a Wishful Life, The Fairly Odd Parents.
For once in my 10-year-old life, I decided to do some good deeds and nobody even appreciates them.
The popular story of It's a Wonderful Life is pretty dark, even if it all wraps up with sentimental holiday cheer. But what if a kids show took the concept and gave it a bleak twist? Timmy angrily wishes he was never born when nobody appreciates his attempts at good deeds. He's certain that everyone will be miserable without him, but Jorgen shows him how much better life is without him.
Without you mucking up his childhood, Crocker became Harvard's most valuable professor. And without you dragging AJ down, he was able to graduate high school at the age of 5.
It turns out that this was all a test to teach Timmy a lesson about not doing good deeds just to be recognized for them. The episode paints a pretty harsh picture of Timmy's character, even if he learns an okay lesson at the end. Number 16. The Tale of the Dead Man's Float. Are you afraid of the dark? Are you afraid of going in the water? This episode is almost guaranteed to make it worse. A local pool is haunted by an angry creature that pulls unsuspecting victims to their watery deaths.
Do you smell that?
Yeah, what is it?
I don't know, it smells like acid.
Outside of a horrific smell, the ghoul is hard to spot, but its true form is that of a blood-red corpse. We liked it better when we couldn't see it. The horror anthology series was never afraid to terrify its audience, but the idea of this mangled ghoul drowning innocents is a new level of horrifying. Thankfully, the episode has a happy ending, which is more than we can say for episodes like The Tale of the Dark Music.
Are they gone for good?
I don't think they'll be bothering you anymore.
Number 15. The Return of Raggedy Android, My Life as a Teenage Robot. When a cool teen spot kicks her out for being a robot, Jenny is desperate to try and fit in. She starts wearing an exosuit to look like a human girl, but that's not all it does. The suit is alive and starts brainwashing Jenny, slowly erasing everything that makes her special.
Beauty is a 24-hour job. We can't just look like a normal girl. We have to behave like a normal girl. Believe we're a normal girl. A normal girl can do anything.
She doesn't even try to fight crime when the club is under attack. Fortunately, the real Jenny breaks through and manages to free herself from the parasite. Personally, we'll take the butt-kicking, abnormal Jenny any day, especially if the alternative has her being possessed by a symbiotic menace.
Wow, Jenny, a built-in boombox. Impressive.
It's just one of my normal features.
Number 14. Angelica's Worst Nightmare, Rugrats. The scariest part about this episode? It made us feel sorry for the bratty Angelica. When her parents announce they're having another baby, Angelica worries they won't love her anymore.
Well, I was thinking that when the new baby comes, my friend might not get the same attention she usually gets. Everybody will be fussing over the new baby too much.
This fear culminates into a disturbing nightmare. The new baby has arrived, and her parents quickly cast her aside and dump her in the laundry room. Worst of all, the new baby is absolutely terrifying and keen to finish Angelica off for good.
I warned you to get out, but you wouldn't listen. Now I'm gonna have to teach you a lesson. You had your chance.
The sequence ends with Angelica being eaten by the monstrous infant. While Angelica has nothing to worry about in the end, the audience may never recover from watching a villainous baby terrorize her. Number 13. Plankton Paranoia, SpongeBob SquarePants. When Plankton makes no attempt to steal the Krabby Patty's secret recipe, Mr. Krabs becomes increasingly suspicious of everyone around him and slowly descends into madness.
Oh, maybe he doesn't want me formula anymore. He took the bait! We're going to red alert!
He even goes so far as to ban paying customers from the restaurant and filling patties with dangerous objects.
Trying to sneak a Krabby Patty to Plankton, eh?
Oh, Eugene, it's just a to-go order.
Oh, but well, from now on, all patties are to be eaten on the premises!
The episode ends in good fun, with a party to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of when Plankton first attempted to steal the secret recipe.
Oh, I shouldn't have suspected you, SpongeBob. Whew, won't need these anymore.
However, watching Mr. Krabs' mental state erode to the point where his every thought is of Plankton is pretty concerning, and it reminds viewers of the mentally consuming nature of perpetual competition. Number 12. Chuckys' Wonderful Life, Rugrats. Based on the classic Christmas movie It's a Wonderful Life, this episode delves into Chucky's mind as a guardian angel shows him what the world would be like had he not been born.
Hi! Who are you? I'm your guardian angel. I was sent here to make sure you don't do anything dumb. Really? Yeah! Then where was you the time I got my tongue stuck on that ice cube? Well...
Chucky, who initially believes that he's unwelcome at home, soon realizes how disastrous his family would be without him, and how much his family really treasures him.
Oh, stop! Stop, you guys! Hello? Anybody home? I can't hear you, remember?
This episode has wholesome undertones, but Chucky's initial feelings of worthlessness and dejection indicate a sad truth that many do not know they're loved and appreciated by those around them. Thankfully, Chucky is ultimately reunited with his family.
Aw, you guys didn't have to. We wanted to, Chucky. You're our friend.
Number 11. Ghost Bride, Hey Arnold. Nothing good can come from wandering around a cemetery late at night, but things get exceptionally spooky when Gerald tells his friends the tale of the murderous ghost bride.
It all started 80 years ago, back in the Middle Ages. A beautiful young woman who was very, very much in love with her fiancé was counting the days until they were to be married. Her fondest dream was that they would always love each other and live happily ever after.
The gang uses this story to prank each other, first with Helga pretending to be the ghost bride, and then with Curly pretending to be her.
Who's scared now?
However, the darkest part of this episode occurs near the end, when everyone decides to cruelly get back at Curly by locking him in a tomb and leaving him in the cemetery.
I say we lock him in the crypt and leave him here! Hey Arnold, how'd you know it was Curly?
The thought of being trapped alone in a cemetery at night is enough to make anyone scared, but imagine being trapped there by your own friends. Number 10. iPsycho, iCarly. For the most part, iCarly focused on the fun and shenanigans associated with running a web show with your best friends, but iPsycho was a rare foray into the dangers of putting yourself out there on the internet.
iCarly is my life. I see a girlfriend for Freddie. My name is Nora Dershlit.
Dershlit. That's not funny.
When Carly, Sam, and Freddie meet a lonely fan named Nora Dershlit during her 16th birthday party, all seems to be normal until she locks them in a basement.
I'm sorry, Carly. I couldn't hear you. Again, please. I said, why'd you close the door?
While they eventually manage to escape with Gibby's help, the episode touches on the dangers of parasocial relationships and the difficulties associated with online popularity.
No! This is not how friends behave! Oh, getting sleepy. Feeling.
With the rise of influencer culture and YouTube fandom, this issue is more relevant than ever. Number 9. Kora Alone, The Legend of Kora.
What's wrong with her?
Young lady, are you all right? Can I take you to a doctor?
No, I don't need any help.
The Red Lotus was defeated in a Season 3 finale that could probably make this list as well, but in the episode Kora Alone, we see how she recovers physically from the events of that episode, but still suffers mentally. Haunted by flashbacks and hallucinations of that fateful battle, she distances herself from her friends and loved ones. Kora's fighting a losing battle against herself. Seeing the young, passionate Avatar at her lowest point is terrifying, but the episode is a grim but realistic portrayal of those who have gone through traumatic experiences.
You're not sleeping, you're barely eating. We don't want to push you, but it's been 3 weeks. Will you please go see Katara?
It's not something that can be magically cured overnight. Number 8. Stimpys Fan Club, The Ren and Stimpy Show. Jealousy and resentment are never a good combination, which is why when Stimpy shoots to stardom and Ren gets left in the dust, their relationship becomes increasingly strained.
Wow! Another one for me! Another one for you. Me. One for you. You!
What's worse is that Ren gets appointed the president of Stimpy's fan club and is forced to read and reply to Stimpy's fan letters.
And you're the nicest, too. You are nice to everybody. Even that ugly thing who yells at you. What is he, anyway? A mosquito?
This is psychological torture for Ren as he develops insomnia and goes so far as to consider murdering Stimpy. He only refrains from doing so when he imagines burning in hell for his actions.
How easily I could end the farce with these hands.
This episode is bound to make viewers shudder, from hellish imagery to destroyed friendships to envy-induced madness. Number 7. To Heck and Back, Rocco's Modern Life. Difficult themes don't always constitute a dark episode, but this episode certainly made viewers do some serious thinking.
Welcome to Heck, a friendly community.
When Heifer chokes on a chicken bone, he falls down to Heck, where he's greeted by a Reaper-like figure named Peaches. While this episode is infused with humor, it depicts the importance of reflecting on one's behavior.
Observe.
My cake! My cake! Oh, did you even taste it, you walrus?
Heifer only realizes how gluttonous he is once he's forced to confront the repercussions of his habits in Heck, where it feels as though it's too late for him to change his behavior. Thankfully, Heifer realizes that Heck was just a dream, and that he still has time to rectify his gluttony.
Oh, jeez. What a nightmare. Maybe I should lay off the exercise for a while.
Number 6. Chocolate Boy, Hey Arnold. For most of the series, Chocolate Boy was a minor character known for an obsession with a certain treat. It's usually played for laughs, but once he gets his very own episode, we see the horrifying side of his sweet tooth. He's willing to degrade and humiliate himself to get his chocolate fix.
Now run around and bark like a dog! Go! Good doggy.
Worst of all, his obsession stems from a broken heart after losing his beloved nanny. Thankfully, Chocolate Boy has a friend like Arnold to help him overcome his dependence. The whole episode speaks to the realities of other substance use disorders, but handles the subject matter delicately enough to still be safe for the network.
I'm serious this time. I need to get off chocolate. I mean, dancing for molten milk balls and digging in dumpsters. I'm like a clown. A chocolate clown!
Number 5, And She Was Gone, as told by Ginger. Ginger writes a poem for a school contest, but unfortunately, it doesn't get the attention she expected. The rest of the school becomes convinced that Ginger is depressed, and this poem is a cry for help. Ginger's poem tells of a sad girl who feels trapped in the world and longs to disappear from it all. It's a brilliant poem that highlights her writing talent, but it's easy to see why it raised so many red flags for everyone else. Mental health is a tricky subject to tackle in a kid's cartoon, but the more mature tone of As Told by Ginger and the artistic imagery ensured that it was handled with dignity and sincerity.
Number 4, The Ultimate Enemy, Danny Phantom. When you think of your worst enemy, who do you think of?
Actually, that was me. And you, eventually. Sam and Tucker. It's been a while. 10 years to be accurate.
In this episode, Danny discovers that he may be both his own and society's greatest enemy when he sees a glimpse into his future.
It doesn't matter if I go back in time or not. I'll never turn into you. Never!
Of course you will. It's only a matter of time.
Danny learns that his future self is a menace who not only wreaks havoc on strangers, but also on his loved ones. This episode taps into a fear that many of us have, in which we worry about what we may become and whether or not succumbing to the worst version of ourselves is inevitable.
I can't go ghost! No!
Number 3, One Course Meal, SpongeBob SquarePants.
Stay back, Will! I'm privy to what you do to organisms like me. I've seen those documentaries!
It's surreal to think of how many dark episodes SpongeBob has surprised us with. Episodes like Nasty Patty and Are You Happy Now go to some unexpected places. But one of the most infamous episodes was One Course Meal. In this bleak tale, Mr. Krabs uses Plankton's fear of whales to torment the villainous Pipsqueak. Things get uncomfortable fast as Plankton's fear overwhelms him. He eventually reaches a low point and wants to be put out of his misery.
That's it, I'm done. The 4:15 bus should be along any time now.
Meanwhile, Mr. Krabs revels in his rival's self-destruction, and SpongeBob only barely tries to help. Many fans found the episode tasteless in how it handled sensitive topics. We're floored that the show would tackle the subject at all.
Number 2, Dark Harvest, Invader Zim. How far would you go to fit in? In this harrowing episode, Zim proves that he's willing to go to extreme lengths to hide his alien nature.
Say, you're full of organs, aren't you?
Why, yes. Yes, I am.
And you wouldn't notice if you were, say, missing a few?
Probably not.
He does so by harvesting his classmates' organs and replacing them with various objects in order to appear more human. The act of harvesting children's organs is horrifying enough, but the casual manner in which Zim steals his classmates' organs makes the whole ordeal even more upsetting.
Your stupid plan won't work, Zim. You'll never pull this off. You speak craziness, Earth Boy. More organs means more human. It will work.
This show was definitely meant for older kids, but even so, people of any age would find this episode disturbing. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The Puppet Master, Avatar: The Last Airbender. If thinking about blood makes you squeamish, you might find it difficult to get through this episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Katara meets Hama, an old innkeeper who has mastered the art of waterbending.
When you're a waterbender in a strange land, you do what you must to survive. Tonight I'll teach you the ultimate technique of waterbending.
However, Katara soon learns that water is everywhere, including the human body, and that Hama is performing bloodbending on civilians.
She seems like a normal old woman, but she controls people like some dark puppet master.
Hama! Yes, the innkeeper.
Katara is eventually forced to use bloodbending herself, as it's the only way to defeat Hama and save her friends. While the bloodbending aspect is horrifying in and of itself, Katara's psychological distress as a result of the dark side of her powers makes this episode truly gut-wrenching.
Congratulations, Katara. You're a bloodbender.
What Nickelodeon episode gave you the willies? Let us know in the comments.
Talking about.
Look at you! You've gone too far! You're a hideous blob of stolen organs!
I've been working out.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.